What's up, sport fans? Hey, Phillip's Dukes, he did a great story on Colorado's culture and everything, and it was so great. I guess On3 didn't like it and supposed to got rid of him. So that's what Coach Prime said. Coach Prime had put out a tweet which said, "What's really going on? My man Duke the Scoop is at free agent. I just heard. This young brother is truly talented, smart, relational, and will work his butt off. Networks and media outlets, please check him out. On3 Sports, what's really going on? God bless you, my brother. Coach Prime." Hey, Phillip Dukes, man, he really did represent Colorado to the fullest. Is this the reason why? Hold on for a minute. First, before we get to that Dukes video, On3 owner, he did respond. Shannon, he said, "Coach Prime, with all due respect, as my mother and father told me growing up, mind your own plate. Dukes and I had a great conversation this morning about what was best for On3 in his career. We are good and have a plan." So he did respond. I don't know what's really going on with Dukes, but whatever it is with Dukes, man, hey, wish Dukes, man, the best, man, in whatever career he choose to follow. Now, let's check out a little of this video, man, which made Coach Prime probably put that tweet out. Here you go.
So I hit Coach Prime a couple of weeks ago and I say, "Coach, what makes you so confident in your ability to recruit once you get recruits out the Boulder?" He simply replies, "Brother, come and see it, dog." I had to go. So listen, I get out there and I'll say this. Colorado has the most culturally influenced Power 4 environment in the country. No other school can give you an HBCU feel with the same amenities that you get from a Power 4 school. They got the facilities. They got the staff. They got the NFL experience. They have the most polarizing and popular college coach in the country. There's so much, and they got NIL. They got everything you need. Colorado is set up, and it's on Dion. Whatever he wants to do and the way that he chooses to build his team, however he sets out to build it, he's going to be able to do it because he has the resources. Another guy on that staff who's one of the really big movers and shakers out there in Colorado is Ray Forsett. He operates in the shadows. He doesn't want a whole lot of press. He doesn't want, I don't have to be the guy, but he's one of the guys, like the guys. And when I talk to people out there in Colorado, especially recruits, they always mention how good of a guy he is. From being able to spend some time with him, he has a great pulse on what recruits want. And not just from a financial perspective, but as far as brotherhood, being able to always talk about, you want to go to a school where somebody is going to put their arm around you. When things aren't going well, you're not just getting kicked out of the door. Or it's somebody who'll say, "Hey, man, you need to tighten up." That's what makes parents feel safe. And that's one of the guys who actually provides that arm around outside of your position coach. The staff doesn't recruit. Like, you're not just going to see Warren Sapp just talk to certain players. He's going to talk to everybody. And then when you see how the stars on the team interact with each other, there's a culture that permeates Colorado, and it just doesn't stop in that locker room. When I got to Colorado, there were people asking me, what did I do? Or what do you do? Or why are you coming out to the game? Or where are you from? And when I told them I was going to cover the game for On3, they were like, "Oh man, it's so glad. We're so glad you're out here." Like, the fans have bought in. And it's not just in that stadium. It's not just in Folsom. It's in Boulder. It's in Denver. It's in Broomfield. It's in Commerce City. It's all around that area. Everybody is in for the Buffs. I hadn't seen anything like it. Let's talk about
Right here, Phillip Dukes go ahead and say exactly what people has been saying, and what people has been missing is that Coach Prime developed his son. Shedeur Sanders was not no 5-star. This man here is getting ready to be the #1 quarterback off the board. You ain't telling me that ain't development. That's him right there teaching his son this, that, and the other. The first thing he said he taught his son, man, was how DBs act. You got to give him his props, man. You got to give him his props, man. You can just look at his son and see that he can develop. Not counting the rest of them, but yeah, I'm gonna let him tell you though.
What more proof do you need that Deion can run a program? He set you up with the NFL talent. Now he's got depth. And that's one of the things that I said prior to the season, what was going to have Colorado to be able to make that jump was depth. When one guy goes down, it's not the end of the season. There are other cornerbacks that can cover. When Travis Hunter wasn't able to play, you saw Coach in the Hood come in and ball. Right? They've got guys. So if they need to go 3 and drop 8, you've got 8 guys on the back end that can all cover, that can all play. Nakai Hill-Green wasn't the starter at the beginning of the season, but now he's an NFL caliber linebacker. And I think this is one thing that Coach Prime can really sell when it comes to recruiting: development. Let's keep it a buck right here. Why isn't anybody talking about Coach Prime and his ability to develop a quarterback? Shedeur Sanders wasn't a 5-star coming out of school. He was a 5-star in Deion's eyes because he knew him and he knew what he had. But he signed with Florida Atlantic. He was a 4-star, and some people had him as a 3-star. Nobody's talking about his development. Jackson State balled out, and everybody said, "Oh, it's the competition." He has been doing the same thing time after time and time again. Now he's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL draft prospects, dog. And nobody's talking about the way that he developed. If Shedeur would have been a 5-star coming out, then nobody would have been surprised, right, about what he's doing right now. But he wasn't. This is development. This is him trusting his father with his career, and his father saying, "Son, I got you." Now, when you talk about a guy like Julian Lewis, right, he can go tell TC Lewis, "Dog, I got you. The same way I had my own son, I can do the same for your son." That's got to be an amazing feeling for a father to go to another father and say, "Look, I just did it with my kid. This system works. My program works. My son," if you would have 3-4 years ago, when he came out of school, nobody would have expected him to be a top 5 pick. And right now, that's where he stands. I mean, arguably, he could be the number 1 overall pick. You need a quarterback who in the country, who do you take over him? I mean, possibly Cam Ward, but I don't see anybody else after that. And going into the season, they had him ranked lower than everybody else. But now with what he's putting together, he's a Heisman candidate. And Coach Prime did it with his program. And now Shedeur put in the work. God gave him gifts that he didn't give a lot of people. So kudos to him. But I don't think enough people are talking about the development that Deion Sanders has done with his own son at quarterback, and why that being a reason why they're so in it for a guy like Juju Lewis. Back to my visit. Man, there's so much to sell in Colorado.
This is a picture of Shedeur Sanders down at Jackson State. What they got going on up there, what Coach Prime got going on up there in Boulder, I done seen this story, man. I done seen this video before. This just a repeat. Not the hate. That hate is new. But the way he putting that team together and using that portal, hey, man, he coming to dominate. He coming to dominate. And he developed players, man. I done seen Shedeur come from his first year at Jackson State, that next year getting better, to seeing him in Boulder last year getting better, and then this year, man, just really ready to dominate, man, if they can keep him upright. With that said, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in the country. It don't even really matter at this point what y'all think. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Peace out, man. The Phillip Deuce, man. All blessings, blessings upon blessings, my brother. Later.